Hello and welcome to the LRM podcast, sponsored by Adrian Flux Insurance. I'm Martin Dominy.
And I'm Steve Miller.
And you join us for an hour of chat about Land Rovers and everything to do with owning them.
And only Land Rovers.
Well, yeah, probably. Now that you seem to have stopped deviating into other brands, we can just talk about Land Rovers.
So I'm probably guilty of deviating to other brands.
Yeah. I do sometimes do that, but I don't talk about it because it's like a guilty shame.
Yeah, you talk about French things.
And at the moment, yeah, I know, I've weaned myself off all that nonsense now. I'm 100% Land Rover through and through.
Good.
So
yeah, and this is a 100% Land Rover-based podcast.
There will be no Jags for quite some time, I don't think.
No, well, Jag, there's nothing going on in the world of Jag, is there?
Well, not that I'd know about. Anyway, I'm still full of energy and buzzing from my Saturday. Last week, we mentioned I was going to help clear out some lightweights, and my word, it was the best day I've had in ages.
I just think rummaging around in sheds is the best pastime ever.
It was honestly brilliant. I was genuinely excited on the run up to it, and then Saturday came, got up super early, got all ready, got all my ratchet straps in, put gloves in, all that stuff. Went to my mate's house and picked him up. His wife and her dad followed us in their car with the trailer on because he bought two of them. Got to the house that we were helping clear, and we put the first complete lightweight, which is one of the ones that he'd bought. We pulled that out. We didn't really look over it or anything like that. It rolled beautifully freely, which we weren't expecting because it has been sat in the same place for an awfully long time. But it rolled fine. All the tyres had air in them. Tidied up, put some stuff in it, put it on the trailer, and then my friend's wife and her old man took it back to their house while my friend Mike and I sorted out the kit build lightweight, which was completely strict.
Yeah, when I saw the pictures on your social, I didn't realise how in bits it actually was.
Yes, so
yeah,
it had been a project of the guy who lived there, and he'd completely disassembled it to nothing, and had the chassis shot blasted, and the shot blasting highlighted many rust areas. There was actually areas underneath the chassis rails where you could, like, the bottom part of the bottom plate of the rail was completely missing in quite big chunks.
When I bought the last lightweight I had, that was a barn find.
Yeah,
and it had been parked up for a year, and the rear half of the chassis underneath the Army underseal was nigh on non-existent.
Really?
But the front half completely solid, like nothing. It was so strange because the underseal, it dries out, cracks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then it would trap all the moisture. And we fitted a half chassis from DDS.
That's really interesting because my Series 3, obviously my 109 is ex-military, and every part that I've come across on that's had that really thick black underseal on, like the military bitumen type stuff, it's protected it really well.
Yeah, no, this was the opposite. Like, I think it must have just dried out, had that much on it over the years, dried out, cracked, and the moisture just sat in there. And it was completely. Well, I'll have to dig out the photos for you. It's bad.
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
Yeah, the spring, you wouldn't want to go over a bump in it. The spring would come off the hangers, yeah.
Oh,
it was bad.
Yeah. It's as I say, this chassis was it is bad. It's properly bad. But the idea was that while they were off taking the complete one back to base, Mike and I were going to get the chassis. We were going to get the axles, which still had the springs attached to them, loosely bolt the axles to the chassis to make it roll, so that we could then stack stuff on top of it and then put that on the trailer.
Okay.
So try and be as efficient as we could with the space. That was a bit of a struggle because we were working in essentially a farmyard, which is quite uneven, with a very, very old forklift, which was temperamental, to say the least.
Diesel one?
Yeah, an old, I don't know if it was a Mapro or something of that nature.
Oh, like a farm?
Yeah,
right,
like a little...
Not like a
little line
type
or something. No,
yeah.
A proper, like a telehandler, but not type thing.
Nice.
Sorry. So, yeah, lifted the chassis up one end, the front. Have you ever tried to line a front axle up with a chassis on uneven ground while the chassis dangles from a telehandler from 1982?
No.
Quite
Can't
tricky.
say I have, but I can imagine what that looks like.
It's quite tricky because the front wheels just flop about because they're not attached to anything.
Of course, yeah.
Trying to actually get the leaf springs in the mounts and then get a bolt through.
You want need to offer one up, don't you? And then sort of.
Yeah, but if you do that, then the whole thing is skewed and you can't get the spring in because it binds up.
It sounds a bit sketchy to me.
It was
dodgy.
We did it as safely as we could. Obviously, we didn't get under the chassis or anything like that because, we are just
stupid.
A degree of safety consciousness involved. But
I mean, you took gloves on notice when you said you packed the ratchet straps and gloves.
I'm certainly glad I did take gloves because, as I'll get to in a second,
okay.
The sheer amount of stuff that was stored was buried behind other stuff, so there was a lot of moving to do. I certainly knew I'd done some physical labour the next day, let me tell you. But so yeah, we got the axles in place roughly, and thankfully the bolts were still through the leaf spring bushes, so we could just slave them through the chassis mounts and then put the nuts on. So we had ourselves a rolling chassis. We also had an engine in gearbox which was separate, and I thought, given that the sort of transport options we had were a car trailer or the back of my 109, which I wasn't overly keen on putting an engine and gearbox in because they roll around.
There's a lot of weight to sort of slide around.
Yeah. So we decided to bolt the gearbox and engine together and then use said forklift to basically sit it in the chassis and then bolt it in with
almost
mounts.
Rebuilding a Land Rover.
It did feel like
kind
that.
of like.
I'll put some pictures and video on my Instagram because it did kind of feel like that. We were like piecing it together slowly, and the farmyard was littered with panels. Like there was just stuff everywhere. It was really good fun.
So how do you know you've got everything?
We don't really.
Okay.
We've taken. Thankfully, the chap stored everything he removed in one place.
Okay.
What isn't great about that was where he had stored it was up on a mezzanine floor in an open-fronted barn with a very, very sketchy staircase, and then he'd stacked loads of other stuff.
Yeah. Quality merchandise.
In front of where all the lightweight bits were. So we had to... I was up and down that staircase about 150 times, and there was wheels, tyres, loads of sets of snow chains, which I thought was a bit odd, given that we live in a country where it rarely snows enough to...
Yeah, but it might have done 20, 30 years ago. You see, this is the thing.
Maybe.
What people that hoard stuff do.
Yeah,
at
I
its
guess.
time. Yeah.
Loads and loads of different... There was a set of... If anyone's after a set of Discovery 2 16-inch 6-spoke alloy wheels in lovely condition with Michelin tyres, drop me a message on Instagram, Land Rover Martin. I will sort you right out because there's a set of them that need to go.
Nice.
Lots of like quad bike and other agricultural type wheels and tyres. But yeah, we finally got all that cleared, and then we could see the lightweight, what in its disassembled form. So you've obviously got the tub upper sections because the tub is in two pieces.
Oh, that's already been split.
It was already split.
Oh, right, okay.
The top rail of the bulkhead, which was already split. Wings. Tailgate had the correct split tailgate, which is nice to see.
That is nice to see because they're quite rare now.
They are. A lot of people just bin them off and fit a standard series tailgate, so it's got that. The huge 24-volt alternator generator that they have under the bonnet, absolutely enormous and very heavy.
Bulkhead?
Yeah, we took the bulkhead last Saturday in this because he bought a Sankey trailer as well.
Oh, I see. Right. So right.
Bulkhead's actually not bad, apart from one footwell. It actually doesn't look too awful.
So this is the friend who you helped get his Land Rover ready for his wedding.
That's it, yeah.
So has he developed like a load of skill to rebuild his Land Rover, or are you going to be earmarked to?
So this one, the one that's in bits, is going to be probably sold as it is.
Okay.
He is more invested in the complete one because it's actually in lovely condition for the time it's been stood. It's solid. But the engine's partly disassembled, so we're going to put that engine back together, see what it needs. We need to run it up, go from there really. But the one that's in bits, it's pretty unlikely he's going to put it back together because he's already got a lightweight. He doesn't need another one.
Okay.
So whether that will be sold complete or whether it will go to one of our spares days, which are obviously upcoming in October, it remains to be seen.
Yeah, but if it's got if you can get a chassis for one,
Mm.
and you've got all the bits there,
It's literally,
you can't break it. That has to be put back together.
it would be, I think it would be a bit of a shame to split it up, because it is like the panels are straight on it. It's got good doors. Like I say, the tub's pretty decent. The bulkhead does need a little repair. One of the wings has got a bit of a crease in the front, but it's actually reasonable.
But if you're being realistic though, the time you factored in a chassis, replacement chassis,
Well, a chassis is going to be $3,000, isn't it?
yeah, and all the other bits and pieces, you'll be up to what it's worth.
Probably. It'd be a great project, but you've got to really want a lightweight, and you've got to expect that, like, we know there's loads of bolts missing, for instance. We didn't find any big buckets of fixings or anything like that. It's literally all the pieces are there. I don't know if we found a wiring loom. There's things like that that it will need.
So you're into a few grand, aren't we?
I would love to do like a coil sprung lightweight with a TDI or a V8. That'd be cool.
I'd have to have a V8 in that.
Yeah, they look so good.
Oh, mate, I just remember a few years ago, when I had my first Land Rover lightweight, and in fact I had a 3-litre V6.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Parker bought a lightweight years ago as well.
Yeah.
Truck cab,
Nice.
that went really well.
I've heard
it felt like a rally car.
I've never actually driven one, but I've heard the 3 litres are really, really nice conversion, and in a lot of ways better than a V8.
Such a small engine.
Yeah, compact.
Yeah, I don't think they're much bigger from memory than a 2 1/4 petrol. You got all that room. The engine from memory sat so far back that the footwells got really hot because of where the manifolds were.
Yeah, similar to a V8.
But that thing revved up. I mean, that pit could have quite low geared. First, second, you could, in 4-wheel drive, you could wheel spin that first, second, third.
Really?
On a slow damp road, yeah. You easily.
Crikey.
It used to accelerate very fast. But it wasn't fast, as in what you got.
Yeah, it gets up to speed.
It gets
quickly.
up to 50 really, really well, but then it was okay, now I'm going to
Runs
run
out
out
of
of
path.
gear.
Yeah,
That on a coil sprung would have been awesome.
I bet. Really, this is what I think it lends itself well to that, and you could fit Discovery or Defender axles, have discs all round, have more modern high ratio diffs and things. That'd be a cool project.
That would actually. Richard Chassis are making coil sprung series chassis, aren't they?
Indeed, you can spec them with coil spring mounts from Richards directly. So
I don't know if they do a lightweight one though. It might be worth.
I bet they would.
Yeah,
they would. But we were really, like I say, there was owls, right, have been nesting in this barn owls, as you would expect.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Have you ever seen owl pellets everywhere? So much owl poo, ridiculous. Absolutely all that.
Okay.
I thought to myself, I should definitely have a mask on, so I pulled my t-shirt up over my nose.
You've got to be careful with anything like that.
Yeah, there was a lot of poo and a lot of dust and it wasn't very nice. However, it was really, really interesting to dig all that stuff out. And the fella had bought a new clutch plate, and he'd hung it on the wall and then put a self-tapper through it to keep it nice and out of the way of everything else. And it was just, you felt like you were stepping back in time to when he took it apart, which would have been way over 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think that's with any sort of shed or farm barns and stuff. You feel that character, don't you?
Yeah.
People that have made that stuff, or put it there, and kind of developed it. And
definitely, and it almost, yeah, it was quite the operation. And like I say, I'll put a couple of videos on social of what the farmyard looked like when we'd got a completely disassembled lightweight laid out there. It was quite a thing to behold.
Quite fun to do, yeah. And hang on, but so you made an offer on last week. You mentioned that you made an offer on a Defender.
Yes, so there was a Defender there as well, which needed to go because the family are downsizing. And I looked around it, and it's a 2004 TD5 110 county station wagon in green.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's been sat a long time, as with everything else. And the immobiliser light is on. The fuel pump doesn't run.
As in, it won't run?
No, it starts. If you put your foot flat on the floor and crank it and crank it and crank it, it will just about start and it will run. But you can tell the in-tank fuel pump isn't running, A, because you can't hear it, and B, because if it was running, it would start instantly. So
on my 90, the TD5, the fuel pump is on the fuel.
It's in the tank.
It's in the tank. What's that you can hear on the side of the chassis where the filter is then?
That's your in-tank pump in the tank.
Is that what you hear?
It's what yeah, so
I thought I could hear it on the...
you can... No, so it runs from the tank. You've got your in-tank fuel pump, which is a big plastic thing like that. Like
I know.
like
Yeah, I see.
And then it goes... the weird old fuel system.
But you have to drop the tank to get to it, don't you? Because you can't get through the...
So I'm fully expecting that to be either full of gunk, which is why it's seized, or just seized out of age because it's been sat that long. Yeah, you've got 2 pipes that... No, you've actually got 4 pipes that run from the tank, 2 of which go to your filter housing.
Which is on the side. Same position on the 110?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they go up to the engine bay and then back. It's it's a bit of an odd system on the TD5.
I'm a TDI man.
Well, I am. Because your TDI wouldn't have that problem, would it? You'd look at the key and it would start
I can
run
see your
perfectly.
face. You can see your face now. Just go, why did they do that?
Yeah, stupid idea. Oh yeah, let's call it the fuel filter and the wheel arch. That's a brilliant.
Ask me how I think that's a silly idea when a shock absorber goes.
When you, yeah.
Diesel sprays it around. Like, why did they put that there?
Don't get that with a TDI.
No, you don't. Okay.
But anyway, it starts. It just about runs. It hasn't had an MOT for nearly 10 years. It's got dents and scratches. It's far from perfect, but I made an offer on it because I knew that it would be for sale, and then I left it, and I thought, I literally can't afford to spend any more money than what I offered for it. So if they say no, then that's fine. I completely understand.
Yeah.
It does need a lot of work to go back on the road, which is you will no doubt see in the pages of Land Rover Monthly's tech section. I don't know how much it's gonna need until I get into it, because of where it's been stored, I'm fairly convinced it will have a degree of rodent damage.
You see, once they get nibbling on those wires,
yeah,
an entire wiring loom is going to be...
Well, at the very least, I haven't spent any time looking at it or diagnosing it yet. I'm going to get it back to mine and go from there.
Oh, so you've made this offer and what?
Yeah, the offer has been accepted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I do kind of... the deal's done as far as a handshake goes, but I haven't paid for it and I haven't picked it up yet. But
right, okay, I can't keep up. So hang on a minute. I'm just trying to... I can't keep up with your fleet.
Well,
I'll work with you day in. Day out.
I didn't really plan for this to happen, but
I told you, Land Rovers, right? Don't go looking; they will find you. This is the truth of the matter. Oh, hang on, I just thought of something here.
What?
Is this your? Because we talked about family cars last week.
Yeah.
And I know a couple of people have got in touch.
Yeah.
And said, go for it.
Yeah.
And other people said, no, they're not safe for families, etc. Everyone's got their own view.
Everyone's got their own opinion, yeah.
What are you thinking? Family car?
I would...
Mini Martins first.
This is the thing. I would not pick him up from the hospital in it because I don't trust it enough, and I don't know if it'll have an MOT by the time he arrives. However...
Okay.
I do very much like the idea of having a more special, I suppose you could say, Land Rover that we can all go out in as a family. Not necessarily use every day, but that, it's something to look forward to going out in.
Like go out and...
Well, picnicking, bike rides, going on holiday.
Adventure car.
Yeah, because it's got...
Memories.
Exactly.
Great those...
And I can't do that at the moment with my Series 3 because it's a 2-seater truck cab. And it does 12 miles to the gallon.
No,
however,
I get it.
What I would say is the Series 3 absolutely was an invaluable tool on Saturday for moving stuff, pulling stuff out. I used my winch more on Saturday than I've used it, the entire time I've owned the winch.
It's kind of like what it's built for.
It was absolutely brilliant. The V8 just idled there. I had my Warn 8274. We had it hooked up to the lightweights that we pulled around the place. It was just...
Proper day.
Couldn't have done it without a winch, honestly.
A proper Land Rovering day.
Absolutely brilliant. I loved it. And there's more to talk about. But first of all, I've been singing the praises of having a winch. Now I'm going to tell you where you can buy one.
Oh, go on. Let me guess. Is it our friends at Machine Mart?
It is our friends at Machine Mart. So a lot of people might just think Machine Mart sell things like socket sets and spanners and screwdrivers.
They do sell those.
They sell all those things. But they also sell winches.
Oh, I did not know that.
Exactly. And that's why I'm telling you about it. So, Machine Mart do a whole range of electric winches, but I would say the one most suited to sort of Land Rover people is their Samurai next generation £9,500 electric winch, 12 volt.
Yeah, decent.
In brackets. Now, I thought these would be an awful lot of money than they actually are. What would you say that winch is worth? £9,500.
That's quite powerful.
12
winch.
volt, ready to bolt on and use. Comes with fair lead. Comes with steel rope. Comes with a very fancy looking hook.
£600.
You're not far off. £526.80.
Including the VAT?
With the dreaded VAT.
Oh, that's all right. That's
so
decent.
actually, considering that's literally ready to bolt on and use, I thought that was rather good.
There's not a lot of investment in terms of if that rescues you once, you'll be glad of it.
Oh, definitely. It's I'll read you some of the marketing gumph if you so desire. It says, our next generation Samurai is even faster, boasts a revolutionary external brake and comes with a low current draw. Ideal for recovery and 4x4 applications, the product is fully sealed to IP68 standards, the best of any winch around on the market, and it's fully backed by a 3-year warranty, which I didn't get when I bought my 8274 as a bucket of parts.
You've guaranteed it works, eh?
Yeah, oh, God, she was. Tell you, the solenoid does need changing. The solenoid is a little bit temperamental. You have to give it quite a few clicks on the old remote before it comes in sometimes. But yeah, that had a good workout, that worn 8274. But anyway, if you fancy a more budget-friendly, brand new winch that you don't have to service and rebuild all the time, that Samurai from machinemart.co.uk, that is their product number 020111982 if you want to look it up on their website. It looks a really, really smart bit of kit, and it's a low-line winch as well, so it doesn't look massively obvious when it's on the front of your Land Rover.
So I presume if they do that winch, they do smaller winches for trailers and stuff like
that. Yeah. So they got smaller winches for trailers. They do different versions of that same winch and also more powerful ones as well.
No, what's not to like about that? That sounds pretty decent to
Get yourself a winch and wire it in, because it's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
Do you know, that's exactly what I would do? Got a winch, mate? Can you winch me out? No, it's not what I do.
Yeah. Where are the power cables? It's got Bluetooth power cable on it. Oh, God. But yeah.
From snorkels and roof racks to engine swaps and body kits, there are loads of modifications you can make to your Land Rover. If you're struggling to get insurance on your modded Landy, speak to specialist insurance broker Adrian Flux. With like-for-like cover on both cosmetic and performance upgrades, they'll help keep your pride and joy protected. Call them directly on 0344 728 0417 for a quote.
So, where did we get to with the lightweight story?
Hang on. We were talking about, so you gave the winch a workout, but the 110.
The 110, yes.
So it's going to come back to yours.
Yes, I need to.
You're thinking about having a family adventure car, which I think is absolutely brilliant. It's going to be your main car.
It's going to be, because I've got, the Freelander.
2 Freelanders for that.
Well, yeah.
Have you got 2 Freelanders still?
Yeah, still got 2.
Right, okay, cool.
So, I quite fancy the idea of I'd be able to take Little out in it. The dog can go in it. There's still going to be plenty of room for other stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas a Freelander 2, you put the dog in the boot and the baby in the back. There's not a lot of room for other stuff. We're not going to dwell on family car dilemmas because we did that last week. But I do think the 110 county station wagon would fit quite nicely into my life.
It would. And for the love of God, please don't sell it.
Oh,
in earshot of Louise.
That's what I was going to get to next, because if I mentioned it to her, then I would have an
guaranteed sale.
Exactly, I would have an instant path for it to go down after I've.
But then I end up having it.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, no, I would probably quite like it, but
no, I do actually. I do intend to keep hold of it because it's.
Yeah. I heard it all before.
It isn't that often that I. Not anymore. It's not that often that I really sell stuff. The blue 110 is the first thing I've sold for quite a long time. Oh, and the green Freelander too. But that was off the back of getting the black course. But anyway.
Yeah, but those 2 Land Rovers, the black Freelander and the 110 have both found you.
Yeah,
I went looking for it.
No, that's true. But so that's exciting. I've got, there's some bits on it I would change if it sticks around, which I think it will. It's got a hydraulic winch on it. More talking about winches
there
again.
you go. You got more of it winches.
It's got, I think it's a mile marker hydraulic winch, which I probably wouldn't use on that vehicle, and it makes the engine bay very cluttered. There's a lot of hoses and stuff in the way because it's driven off the auxiliary belt.
All right, okay.
So I might take that off. But anyway,
how many miles has this done?
91,000 on the odometer.
Quite
So
low.
it's quite, yeah. It's all right. It's far from perfect. Like it's not like the shiny, amazing ones you see for sale on the internet for like 25 grand. It's got dents in the doors. It's got scratches. It's
a working family Land Rover.
Well, yeah, it's not working at the moment, but it will be.
Yeah,
I'm just dreading. I'm hoping that mice, rats, other creatures of that nature haven't had their way with the wiring, and it's going to be an okay repair, but we'll see.
It's funny.
We know what TD5s are like, don't we, Steve? With your throttle pedal. Oh, it's rained and now I can't accelerate because my throttle pedal wiring's no good. You don't get that with a TDI.
That happened twice on that car. One because of the actual potentiometer throttle pedal, and the second time was because of the wiring that linked over top of the. Because when we did the clutch, we must have disturbed some wiring. That's what that was.
The overlay on it, didn't we?
Yeah,
and that sorted it out. But yeah,
But you are in. That could just stop today.
Yeah.
On the way home tonight. But there's no way you would.
Anyway, we sound like a pair of old Luddites by saying that the any ECU controlled engine has its problems, because we know they do.
No,
but
I mean, I have to say, touch wood. I love a TD5. I think they're fantastic.
This will be the first TD5 I've owned since I was 21.
No, you're reliving your youth.
Sort of.
You're not going to popcorn limit it, are you?
No, I don't think so.
Good.
No. But no, so that's cool. So I will there'll be more information on that when I get 5 minutes to go and pick it up. But what else was I going to say? So we got to the end of the day. We got all these bits down all over the ground, and we were trying to figure out the best way to load it up. And we ended up, like I say, we put the axles on the chassis, we put the engine and box bolted together, we dropped them in the chassis and put the bolts through the engine mount so that that couldn't fall out. And then we thought, right, we'll get the tub, the main section of tub, on the back of the chassis. We'll put some bolts through that, and then we can stack everything in the back of the tub, put the bonnet on top because it's a nice big piece, ratchet strap it down. So that went swimmingly, absolutely perfect. Everything else that didn't fit on that, so windscreen and surround, front bumper, doors, and lots of other stuff, all went in the back of my 109. Beautiful.
Nice.
And we were just getting ready to leave, and the owner of the house said, the other lightweight I showed you last week, do you think we could pull that out so we could take some pictures of it and stuff? And I'd already said it.
This is the mint one.
The really, really nice one. And I'd said it already I would help advertise it. And it has actually sold already. So if you listen to last... Yeah, it's not been picked up yet, but the deal is done.
Oh, nice.
If you listened last week and thought, I quite fancy that lightweight, sorry, it's already gone. But... so we, again, employed the winch, the power of the mighty winch, once we'd cleared everything out of the front of the container that it was in. Gave it some tension, didn't want to move. Handbrake was off. It wasn't in gear, although it was hard to tell because the gear stick snapped off it. Gave it a bit more tension, whacked the wheels with a hammer, and thankfully the shoes came unstuck from the drums.
Nice.
That's what happened, because
drum
brake cars that sit for ages do that. And seeing it emerge out of the very back of the container towards the front where we had the doors open, and we had some I don't know what they're called, big fiberglass boards they use on building sites. The big square things they put over drains and that.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
They had a couple of them as ramps down from the container to the ground, and it was like you could see it like bleary-eyed as it came out into the daylight, and it was just, we got it out and we gave it a little brush down to get some of the cobwebs and stuff off, and it's just such a lovely original car.
But it's already gone. Yeah, they don't hang around.
No,
quality like that.
It's honestly
rare find.
The axles and chassis still all have their original paint on, which is like just mind-blowingly nice condition.
Jeez.
Obviously we know the engine turns over because we got hold of the fan and gave it a wiggle to make sure it wasn't seized. The brakes actually work, but they'll need obviously new rubber lines.
It's like
probably
a recommissioning thing, really, isn't it? Just a safety
that's
check,
all it,
really,
that's
on most things.
basically all it is. So only
Clean the points up, change your oil.
yeah, clutch cylinders, wheel cylinders, a good service, and some tyres probably because they're a bit perished. That'll be back on the road,
Nice.
purring along, coming to a military show near
Still
you.
in time for the season, really.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I reckon a couple of weekends that'll be back on the road.
Oh, nice.
And it's registered. It's not on a Q plate either, which is nice. It's on a B reg, 1984.
Yeah, it's late.
Quite a late one. So yeah, photographed that, advertised it, and a chap said, we had a bit of back and forth over the price, and yeah, he eventually said, yeah, I'm happy at this figure, and I passed it on to the owners of the house, and hopefully it's being collected on Saturday.
Nice. So no more Land Rovers are left there now. That's it.
That's it. Yeah, that's it now. No more.
Find another barn. We could launch our own version of Shed and Buried.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, so like, I'll be Henry Cole. No, I don't want to be Henry Cole.
You do a brilliant.
I'm not doing my Henry Cole impression.
On the podcast. Go on.
No, I'm not. Absolutely not. No.
You are more like Henry Cole than Henry Cole is.
Yeah, sometimes.
For those younger listeners and people who don't have enough spare time to watch daytime telly, or
It's not even on the daytime, it's evening.
Shed and Buried and Drunk and Disorderly and Find It, Fix It, Flog It, or Find It, Fix It, Drive It.
Well, both of those programmes are his, yeah.
As far as I can tell, are all the same programme on different
They're
channels.
all the same.
Um,
And even the motorbike show that he does, right? Basically, they go into a shed, find a motorcycle,
yeah.
and it's the same content.
Yeah.
But some people can't.
But
get
I
enough of
do actually love it. I watch Shed and
it.
Buried.
I do enjoy it.
And it is, but Steve does. You'll have to catch him on the right day at a show or something.
I do it at a show after about 3 beers. Okay?
Steve does a brilliant Henry Cole impression. And it's funny because when we try and film stuff, so suddenly, out of nowhere, this character will just come out for no context whatsoever. And he'll do his little...
I'm so desperate to do it now, but I'm not.
He'll do his little walk and he'll just...
Yeah, but he's like... Because I've done a couple of things with Henry on the Shed and Buried, and then Find It, Fix It, Drive It was the other thing, and we went off-road, and he's... You know, when you do your stuff to camera and when I do and everything else, and you'll do a couple of takes, he'll do 6 different examples of the same thing said completely different.
Right.
For his editing team to
Choose
take the best one.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, it must be scripted. It actually isn't. They make all of it up as they go along.
Really?
Yeah, none of it's scripted. It's just like, they know, they'll find something in a shed, and when I went on with the Land Rover Series 3, they'd welded it up, got an MOT, legitimately MOT'd.
Yeah.
Although the MOT inspector didn't particularly take attention to the quality welding that I saw, but it was
solid, but not aesthetically pleasing.
No, it certainly wasn't aesthetically pleasing. But again, it was for TV. And then they go and sell it, and they, all this make a profit, SPQR, small profit, quick return. In reality, no one's made any money. But that is the subject of the telly break.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. In fact, Henry was at Malvern, wasn't he, last year? End of last year, he came to our Malvern event, Auto Jumble.
Yeah, he did in October, to film an episode of...
One of the 3 programmes you've already mentioned.
Yeah, one of them. In fact, I've never seen it, actually. It's probably been on by... It would have been on by now, because they're quite close to the wire. So they'll film something, they edit it, and it's out the following month sometimes.
Really?
A bit like production of a magazine. They're up against it.
That is
Notice
stuff, isn't it?
It is. It's the churn that they have to keep up with the telly.
Yeah. Wow.
Because I was talking to their producer. It's really
I
interesting.
was going to say, you're right in the inner circle now. You're sharing all the secrets.
Well, yeah.
I'm
Well,
aware
am
of
I though? I don't know. TV is a funny old game, they said, because fewer and fewer people are watching telly now.
Yeah.
So they have to work twice as hard for half as much.
Mm.
And that's why it's repeated so much, because the cost of producing that piece of telly.
Yeah.
They have to sell the adverts against it.
I was going to say, have you also noticed that certain programmes, older programmes especially, have big chunks cut out of them now on channels where they've sold as much advertising as possible? So you get like bits missing from a programme, then like 6 minutes of adverts, which are often repeats of other adverts, and then another half of the program which has loads missing again. And you think, really? Have you noticed that?
No, I've not noticed.
Yeah, it's like heavily edited.
Okay.
But anyway, sorry, I
Yeah, no,
interrupted.
it's fine. No, so obviously they'll sell the adverts, and then they can sell. They're still repeating Shed and Buried from like 8 years ago, when if it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Because they know what the viewing figures are for this stuff.
I think stuff like that remains. I think it's probably going to stick around for a while because, well, I'm in my 30s and I find it entertaining, and I'm guessing that most people who are into Land Rovers and into mechanical stuff and into analog things and old
enamel signs, it's
Yeah.
the same genre of people.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
why our spares days work so well.
Absolutely.
The auto jumbles, because it's the same people, whether they're into old tractors or Land Rovers. They have shared interests. They'll have other things going on in their lives, not just Land Rovers. And
Definitely.
but the telly, it just so they're up against it actually, because the advertiser, which is basically what supports telly, unless it's the BBC and it's the license,
Yeah.
so that they can only sell that if the viewership's decreasing, the adverts are less.
Yeah.
value.
Yeah. Sure.
So all of a sudden they get less money for their TV episode.
It's like
So they're cutting the budgets out of it. Basically, they strip out
Yeah.
cost.
That's it, isn't it? Well, I suppose it's similar to the sort of schedules and pleasing the algorithm that YouTube does.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Johnny Smith put a great reel on Instagram the other day about how you're basically, yes, you're self-employed in that sort of respect, but also your employer is the YouTube algorithm, and if you don't appease the algorithm, then you don't get paid. It's quite an interesting dynamic, really.
Yeah, and quite often people say, like, why didn't that video, land properly or whatever, or create enough views, and it should have gone viral. Well, you're not in control of it.
You're literally at the mercy of the internet, aren't you?
You are. It's a bizarre world we're in. But
We've had some right old digressions in our time, Steve, but this has got to be up there with them, I think.
do you think?
Talking
What about
TV viewership and YouTube algorithms, it's got to be one of the more wild ones, I would say.
But we are involved in that world, aren't we? So
To a degree, yeah.
When we put YouTube videos out there, and sometimes you expect something to do really well,
Yeah,
and
I
other times you
suppose.
think, oh, okay.
There is a theory out there that the algorithm doesn't exist and it's something that people have constructed in their minds.
Oh, that's deep.
I know. People either like a video and will watch it or they don't, and it's got absolutely nothing to do with other parameters. But I don't know if I believe that.
Well, no, the algorithm is anyway. This is a different conversation.
This is a conversation
Yeah.
for 6 beers deep round a campfire, not sitting on the salmon sofa when we should be talking about Land Rovers.
Basically, you said we were going to talk about just Land Rovers, and now we've talked about
TV.
TV. Anyway, Henry Cole.
So you're going to do your impression yet?
No. No, I nearly did it, but I'm definitely not going to do it.
But no, I would absolutely love to go and explore other people's sheds and collections and stuff, because it's
That's where we
generally-
went from.
even if you're not, like I say, I went with my friend, it was friends of friends, to go and sort of clear out what they had to get rid of because they're moving house. Even without that sort of added interest, just going and checking stuff out is so cool.
Yeah. No, definitely. Just that kind of like the history that creates the character within these sheds.
Yeah.
When
exactly.
someone hangs up an old hoe or something, or a scythe or something like that on the wall, or an old enamel sign, they put that knowing that someone was discovering it in 60 years' time.
They're almost
so
like
cool.
places where time moves a bit more slowly,
Yes.
aren't they?
It's a special place.
It definitely
a shed
is.
Or a barn or something that's
Yeah.
is special.
Yeah.
It takes years to create that character,
Mm.
and the dust and the smell, and
The owl poo,
owl poo. That probably helps.
probably. Would you like a listener's question?
Well, that's
Switch it up a little bit. Yeah, I know. So this one comes all the way from South Africa, from a cold South Africa. So says James. He says, I was browsing through the suggested podcasts and LRM was one, and I decided to try it as I'm a Land Rover fanatic and I don't regret the choice. Oh, thanks, James. He says, I'm loving the podcast and enjoy how it's chat about Land Rovers and the banter about each other's landies. I am the proud owner of a 1984 Land Rover Series 3 109-inch 2.25 diesel truck cab. Late one.
It is late.
This would make Martin's 110 naturally aspirated diesel look like a sports car. I can well believe it, yeah. He says, I'm busy going through the podcasts and was listening to the issue about Martin and his rooftop tent dilemma about what vehicle he should mount it on. He mentioned his Series 3 truck cab and fitting an extended truck cab. This piqued my interest as I'm a farmer and having some more space, as the extended cab is very popular in South Africa. In brackets, they call it a bakkie in South Africa, like a pickup.
Yeah.
Are there any resources to help one create an extended truck cab for a Series 3? I haven't seen any properly documented conversions to extend the cab on a Series 3. It's something I've thought about a lot because a bit more space would really not go amiss in a 109 pickup.
Yeah, and I don't know anywhere either.
I've seen them done. Obviously, you do see them at shows and things like that. And sometimes they're neat and sometimes they look hideous.
I think it's however, you've got to be really, really good with bonding aluminium or
making it look, because you want to really retain the curved back edge of the truck cab, but you'd end up using a hard top roof. So you need a hard top roof for the extra length, but you want to make the back corners round, not just square, like flat, like the back of a hard top.
Yeah, I get you.
Because otherwise they look odd, in my opinion.
It's like a Series 1, isn't it, with a truck cab? They look odd.
Kind of, yeah. They look. I
always find them, they look a bit odd.
Yeah. No, James, I'm sorry. I haven't seen any, like I said, documented conversions for doing an extended cab. One thing that I did consider was you can get, I think it's all-wheel trim that make them. You can buy canvas pickup roofs.
Oh, yeah, you can.
And they're a bit longer because the back of the hoop set sits behind where the back of the truck cab would normally mount. So you're going to have more room for your seat to go back and you're going to have a bit of room behind the seats. That's a potential option.
It depends what you want the room behind the seats for. If it's like tools and things that you want to lock away.
It's still not going to be enough.
No.
Really, you want a second bulkhead behind the centre bulkhead, and then you want like storage in there, and then make some sort of nice roof. But I have, thought about this a lot in the past, and I haven't come up with a neat way of doing it yet.
No, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
There must be people out there that have done it.
Probably.
Finding the right parts for your Land Rover or Range Rover shouldn't be an off-road challenge. At bmh4x4.com, we've built a smarter way to get you back on track. Our new website is now live. The simple, fast and reliable way to find the parts and accessories you need. Supplying quality parts for Defender 1983 to 2016, Discovery 1, 2, 3 and 4, Range Rover Sport 2005 to 2013 with Range Rover P38A and L322 coming soon. All parts are backed by expert knowledge, quick delivery and a 2-year quality guarantee. Visit bmh4x4.com, built by enthusiasts for enthusiasts.
Anyway, he goes on to say, Steve must not feel too bad about his 90 rebuild, as it took me 10 years to do a rechassis and repairs on my 109. So Steve's going at a good rate compared to how I did.
Oh, half.
There you go.
Half.
You're basically flying through.
But I'm still not finished, so yeah.
He says, being from South Africa and driving a Land Rover, I'm the butt of a lot of jokes, but I reply to anyone that says that Land Rovers leak oil by saying it's doing its own oil change, as it's learned how to drain its oil and you just need to refill it again. Keep up the great work. James Yendall.
Oh, yeah, it's one way of looking at it, I suppose.
Yeah, I'd like to think that's said with a little bit of tongue-in-cheek. I would hope your Land Rover doesn't lag oil out quite that quickly. But an interesting question about the extended cab, and I'm sure there's a lot of truck cab owners out there that are that have considered something similar, because they are quite restricting. Like, you do a good few hours driving in one and you really do feel it.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, not for me.
But yeah, it's one of them. I think a lot of it just comes to, you've just got to try these things and see how you get on. But, yes. So, Simon Pamplin emails and he says, Hi, Martin and Steve. I've been listening to the podcast for over a year now and I've learnt a lot. You've also cost me a lot in tools of the week. A Sealy high lift jack amongst all the Optimil and Exmoor trim stuff.
He'll be buying a winch next.
He will, yeah. I wanted to share my Project 90 progress with you. It's a 1990 Land Rover 90 with the original 19J TD engine. It started out with as a station wagon. Then the last owner chopped it into a slightly strange-looking truck bed, which is when I purchased it. The chassis is solid, as is most of the running gear and bulkhead, so I just had to have it. He said he'd been looking for a Defender for quite a while, and this was local to him and the right price. Since then, it's been transformed into a soft top with a safety device's 6-point cage.
Nice.
You'll be shopping for one of them soon. Full vintage leather interior and bench seats from Exmoor trim. Very nice.
Yes.
Lots of Optimil security and bling, a tracker, heavy-duty steering rods, BF Goodrich KO3s all round on Devon Defender's Wolf steel wheels. Classic choice, the big dishy ones.
Oh.
Stereo with Apple CarPlay.
Please tell me you've got a picture, by the way.
Yeah, there is a picture.
Oh, yes.
Stereo with Apple CarPlay. A flip front single din for the sat-nav. Slightly updated over a standard 19J, this.
They're different. But still got the 19J.
Oh, do you know what? Yes.
Okay.
So he goes on to say, still to do is a rear disc brake conversion from LOF and a new steering box, as the old 6-bolt one is not doing much assisting, just a lot of leaking. If the 19J gives up, I'll be changing that for something more modern, potentially even electric. He says, don't shoot me. I have other electric cars, so that would be in keeping. I listen to the podcast while walking the dog or on work air travel, and have recently gone back to episode 1 as I enjoy the banter between you two. Attached are a few photos of the project before and after. Keep up the good work, as the dog always needs more walking. Regards, Simon. So, in your thirst for pictures, that's how we bought it.
Yeah.
Little truck
that
cab.
looks like a Sears One truck cab.
Do you know what?
Well,
we were just talking about extended cabs. That is a 90 truck cab, which has got an extended cab.
Well, there you go. That sort of cuts off at the back, just like a Sears One.
But this is what I mean, is that they look odd with a flat back edge.
Yeah, they do. It
Round
does look odd.
like a standard one. But
And the bed will be even shorter.
shorter, yeah, than a 90.
Useful. Yeah.
But yeah, it's got the usual checker plate. It's got the cool 90 decal on it, and that's what it looks like now.
Oh, come on.
Which is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, look at those seats.
Yeah, that's what you need in
They're
yours.
the cool and vintage ones, aren't they?
He does say, I believe so. Let's have a look back through the email. It's definitely got Exmoor trim seats in the back.
But they
oh yes, sorry, yeah. Full vintage leather interior.
yeah,
and
so
bench seats from Exmoor trim.
cool and vintage. They sell them, don't they?
Yes.
I need to have a look at that again.
Look at that is really nice with the sort of textured cubby box lid and steering wheel. I will.
So far, I wouldn't change a thing.
No,
That is so cool.
he's done a lovely job on that, and it looks so good with the dishy wolf wheels and the stainless steel nuts. That's basically what yours will look like from the outside, but different colours, I think.
Even the tilt there.
Yeah.
With the because you can opt. You can see that's got the Alpine lights.
Yeah.
Canvas. You can opt for that is with or without Alpine lights.
Yeah,
So
I quite like them with.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't change a thing. That is proper.
It's a very, very nice job there, Simon. I think you have done a splendid job on that. And yeah, we're both in agreement that is a wonderful looking 90. So
yeah.
fair play. We're going to go back into, we seem to be covering a lot on engines at the moment. There's a lot of engine talk. But this one is a reply to a podcast a sort of question that I posed a little while ago about V8s and manual or automatic gearboxes.
Okay. Yeah.
Keith Parsler has been in touch. He says, good afternoon. He says, good morning /afternoon /evening. Delete as appropriate. Well, we're in the afternoon at the moment, Keith, so we'll go with that. He says, firstly, I love the podcast. I found it late. I binge listened and caught up, and now I look forward to every next instalment. I loved the chat with Eddie Prescott, who was my old boss at Frogs Island 4x4.
Oh, right.
Pretty
yeah.
cool.
I was with Eddie just last week.
Yeah, you went and saw him on Friday, didn't you?
Yeah. It was good.
He says, I'm Land Rover through and through, and I've loved them for as long as I can remember, from the early days of driving them around the fields when I could just about reach the pedals about 40 years ago to now. So it was inevitable that my first car would be a Land Rover. It was an ex-Royal, I think that's Royal Marines lightweight, which I loved. I always wanted to put a V8 in that, so I priced up what it would cost to do. At that time, it was too expensive, so I decided to sell it to a mate and buy something with a V8 already in, and he welcomed his first Range Rover. It was a W plate 2-door 3.5. And he bought that for about the same money as a conversion to the lightweight would have cost him. He said he kept that for 5 or 6 years and made many fond memories in it, but as it was his daily driver, the fuel bill was getting a lot harder to swallow. Something you can relate to with your classic Range Rover, I'm sure.
Back in the day, definitely, it was horrendous.
He says, I was covering more miles driving home from various places as I was posted while in the army, so it had to go. Cutting a very long story short, living closer to work. By this time, I was a master tech at a Land Rover main dealer, and then I did 5 years with Eddie at Frogs Island. So he says, I had a bit of spare cash. So I bought another lightweight with a V8 in it, which I still own 20-something years later. Thankfully, this is not my daily driver, as my commute now takes me from Oxfordshire up to Gaydon, JLR, on a daily basis.
That's a damn old commute.
That is, isn't it? Yeah, he says he's got a diesel Golf, which he uses as his daily, and a Discovery 4 for the wife, kids, dog, and pulling his Sankey when he goes camping. Fellow trailer enthusiast for you there, Steve.
I saw it Sankey earlier, actually, on the way back from letting my dog out at lunchtime.
Oh, really?
On the back of a Ford Ranger.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Maybe also a Land Rover owner when he's not in the Ranger.
Yeah, but it was sitting up too high. You know, their toe nose down.
Yeah, they have
It was sitting the other way up.
Distinctive
stance. Yeah.
That must toe a bit funny.
I would have thought so. Didn't look right to me.
No. So he says the lightweight is now used for logging, shooting and laming, etc. I've made many changes to it over the time. Apologies to all the purists. And it currently sits on a designer Galv chassis, which they took measurements from the modifications I'd made to my old chassis and replicated it. This is basically, he has built what I said should be built out of the lightweight that we pulled out.
Yeah, exactly. So take some inspiration and get yourself a project, Martin. That's what you need.
No, it isn't. He says so he's replicated it on the new chassis with coil springs, disc brakes, power steering, a 3.9 V8 with a ZF HP24 auto box, so like P38 Disco 2 era. Wolf wheels with BFG mud terrains, still pretty standard to look at, including the 30 years of peeling military paint, except for the wider stance. It's such a capable truck, I absolutely love it. I'll never sell it. He says a kidney would go first. It also had a few pages devoted to it in LRO back in my Frogs Island days. Apologies for my ramblings. I didn't mean to write War and Peace or my life story. I just wanted to say, yes, do it. Get that conversion done to your 109, Martin. The auto conversion was probably the best modification I've done to mine. It's always in the right gear. It's kinder on the whole transmission. Stronger. No aching left leg from doing the clutch while in traffic. If you want to know more, drop me a line. I've rattled on far too long. We love the YouTube videos. Steve, your build looks awesome, but it also needs a V8. Keep up the good work. Regards, Keith. Keith, thank you ever so much for that email. That was really, really cool. And your lightweight sounds amazing. So please send us some pictures off it.
Yeah, I was going to say, have you got any pictures? Because I like to see. Do you know what that again? Right. So that lightweight and the previous 90 is Land Rover perfection. Isn't it? They both are.
Do you know? Yeah. What I love about stuff like that is, while I completely, and I do still think original vehicles are really special in their own way. Seeing something and then making it exactly what you want is also another reason why Land Rovers are so brilliant.
Over that period of time. So, like, it's evolved. It's not forced.
No.
It's like an evolution, and it's the perfection. Your version of perfection is basically why we were into Land Rovers in the beginning, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like...
Well, the whole industry has been built on making them what you want from a vehicle, and long may it continue. It's absolutely
that's fantastic. What an industry to be involved with. It's so lucky.
Oh, definitely,
we really are. And to meet and speak to all these people at shows, and see all the different vehicles that turn up.
100%. I really love to see some pictures of that lightweight, Keith, because it really has.
I can see your little face.
It's not happening. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you're thinking. Are you thinking? You're not thinking.
Well, I can't do it. But the lightweight...
Can't do it or won't do it.
Lightweight's sort of flown under the radar, hasn't it? And it sort of... I thought when I agreed to help sell that really nice one, it'd be quite a small... I thought it'd be quite a niche market.
I still think they are, because they're not the stereotypical...
No. But I had a lot more interest in it straight off the bat than I thought I would.
But it's because it's a rare find to have something so mint.
Yeah, true.
That's probably what you find me another one. That's Derek Mathewson on there.
Find us another
on the
Find another.
Bangers and cash. Find me another one. Find another one. That's the line, isn't it? Go and find another one.
True.
They're not.
I like modified lightweights more than standard ones. I've already told Mike that he needs to put some Wellers and like decent tyres on his when we get it back on the road. Might have a crack at it on Friday if we have time.
Yeah, modified like I like seeing standard ones, but they're a little much of a muchness. I do like V8 ones.
I think
the V8 lightweight is better than, fun enough, the S6 engine, which is quite a rare conversion now. You don't really find that very often.
No, you see the engines for sale occasionally. They're beloved by banger racers because they're very compact and they can fit them really far.
They're such a small engine. I've owned that engine in 2 different cars, the S6 engine.
What was the other one?
TVR Tamar.
Really?
Yeah.
I would hope it was slightly spicier than what you had in your lightweight.
Yeah, mine was. So Tamar was a 3000M car with a tailgate. I said Tamar. Anyway, long story. But that had a 3 litre V6, 3.1 big valve head on it.
Wow.
And a high lift cam. That thing used to spit flames. Yeah, it was awesome.
UK's leading TVR podcast, everyone.
Yeah, that was my dream car. A dream car, not dream Land Rover, but dream car. It was.
Yeah.
And I had it.
I get it.
That box.
I get it, Steve. I get it. But yeah, I think a lightweight, regardless of what else it's got on it, but I just think because they're designed to be narrow, obviously, and I get that, putting a set of like steel deep dish or like 8 spokes or modulars on it, just to bring the wheels out flush with the arches.
I get you, yeah.
It instantly transforms it from something into something that you really want to get in and drive. They look so cool.
They look cool when they're converted to coil sprung.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
They really do, because they're short.
You're kind of talking me into it.
Oh, mate, after this podcast is finished, I'm telling you, 1 hour of your time after this podcast, you'll be doing it. When you're off-roading, right? So I've done a bit of off-roading in lightweights over the years, and that really stubby front end, and you can see the wing corners.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, they are awesome.
You can see a lot more, actually.
You can see a lot.
Than a standard series or a Defender. But yeah, so lightweight, coil sprung, disc axles,
yes,
V8, auto. Perfect.
Find me another.
Oh, what?
Power steering.
Let's put a question to the readers then. Readers, listeners and readers.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I made that mess
We
up.
slip up on that all the time, don't we? Our readers, listeners.
What would your perfect blend of Land Rover models be? What's your favourite? What would your ideal sort of hybrid, if you like, to coin an old term, be? What would you do? I don't think that lightweight idea would take some beating, wouldn't it?
It really. Yeah, I don't think you could. Yeah.
If I get round to it, because I've still got a shed I need to build.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to get distracted by Land Rovers. I must get that workshop done.
You did say those very words, probably on this podcast.
But I would love to do. I'd love to keep. In fact, I'd like to fit a Torquia V8, so like a 3.9 automatic gearbox, and make the 109 full-time four-wheel drive, because they do drive a bit nicer when they're not just rear-wheel drive with selectable.
Yeah, but that lightweight would be so much better.
Well, define better, because I couldn't have fitted an entire lightweight body set in the back of a lightweight.
Well, you would need to, because it would be fitted.
It would be fitted, yeah. True.
Tow it with a trailer.
Oh dear, it's fun to dream, isn't it?
Yeah, that would be like the ultimate. Actually,
It'd be cool, wouldn't it?
It would be super cool,
and that would do away with the problem that is the completely rotten original chassis, because you just start with a coil sprung one and go from there. Or it has got XCLs. I forgot to mention them. As soon as we
750s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. As soon as we were sort of checking everything out, I looked up on the mezzanine where the axles were, and I was like, oh, there's XCLs on it. Unfortunately, they are pretty cracked, but
aren't they all now?
Almost complete, like full tread. They're not worn at all, but they're just a bit cracked. I was thinking, oh, I love XCLs. Put them on the group, XCL Appreciation Group on Facebook. Check it out. Very, very dull.
You sad. Yeah, but I can't say you're sad, because I'm a member. I get enjoyment from looking at it.
Certainly I remember. Right. Shall we wind this one up?
Oh, let's get a dream about lightweights.
Yeah, let's do it. Right.
And I'll do my Henry Cole impression.
Oh,
no, not now.
Go on, just one.
No,
just quickly. Just quickly.
I really...
Please.
No, that moment has passed.
We'll end on a high. Go on.
I'm not doing it.
Okay, fine. Right. Follow us on social media. I am Land Rover Martin.
I am Steve Miller, Automotive.
Check out Land Rover Monthly on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Don't forget the YouTube, because we're doing, as we said last week, a fine series of buying guides, and you're not going to want to miss out on any of them. So,
It won't be long till the first one's out, actually.
no, not long at all. So head over to the LRM YouTube channel and subscribe and sign up for the newsletter. Find out about what we're up to, find out about all the latest events, all the latest new products, what's going on in the magazine. You wouldn't want to miss that in your inbox.
And we are in the middle now of planning the finest Land Rover year you've ever seen for next year, aren't we?
We are.
So, yeah.
Just when you think you can breathe a sigh of relief after a busy event season, nope, we're making it even better for next year.
We are planning to go big or go home.
And we are certainly not going home. So,
Not yet.
yeah, honestly, it's going to be wicked. We're really, really excited. And of course, you don't have to wait for next year for your fix of Land Rover Monthly events, because in October we've got 3 auto jumbles.
Yeah, we'll be talking about them very soon, won't we?
Indeed, and possibly shopping for lightweight parts. But until then,
Yeah. It's happening, right? I'm telling you. Peer pressure, email editorial@lrm.co.uk. If Martin should build a course from V8 lightweight.
anyway,
Yeah.
see you next week.
Bye for now.